कैट एग्जाम क्यों ज़रूरी होता है एमबीए एस्पिरेंट्स के लिए?
MBA schools, you'll not study like a typical your school 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. It's not like that. It's more project based. That you have to be very rational, analytical abilities, and you have to be very rich in your vocab. Your comprehension ability has to be also top class.
So we just talked about the time duration is specified for each section.
Generally in CAT now, equal time has been given to the three sections.
So what are the other changes that have been taken place over the years?
There are no changes going to be take place. You simply have to just leave behind the 99%. You have to be in top 1%. Competitive mindset happens from very early stage. Either you are competitive or you are a lazy guy sitting with a popcorn and a couch potato.
What actually can lure a student to do so much effort for an exam?
Rome wasn't built in a day. Taj Mahal wasn't built in a day. It took 20 years. It's up to you, your choice, and where you are. How realistic is your goal from your present reality?
Have you ever noticed that whenever you take a wrong turn on Google Maps, it doesn't scream at you, "You idiot, you fail." Rather, it says, recalculating and gives you another route. That's business, that's life. If you fail, cool, reroute. Maybe the wrong turn that you took will give you endless opportunities to learn that the right path never could. Same applies to the situation of competitive exams, jahan the aspirant needs to reroute, relearn, and re strategize to compete well in the exams and score good marks. Today, in this episode, we'll be talking about one such competitive exam, which is CAT examination, which is required for the MBA aspirants. So, CAT is a test of endurance, strategy, and hard work. जहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स को बहुत सारे अटेम्प्ट्स भी देने पड़ सकते हैं फॉर actually successfully attempting that exam. So it's very important for the students to understand कि हार नहीं माननी. They need to just keep going and be positive and hopeful. Today we have somebody with us who has over 20 years of experience in CAT coaching. वो हमें समझाएंगे, वो तरीके बताएंगे जिससे आप सक्सेसफुली अपना CAT का एग्ज़ाम दे सकते हैं और अपनी जो आपके चैलेंजेस हैं उनको ओवरकम कर सकते हैं. Hello sir, welcome to our podcast. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
I'm Vijay Krishna. I've been teaching for, she said 2 decades only. And I'm successful because my students were good. I was lucky to have good students and good family and good environment. They needed some spark. And with some discipline, hard work, consistency, perseverance, tenacity, they achieved great heights. In one line, I'll say discipline determines the distance between your reality and dreams. So CAT is less than 1% people get selected in CAT. So you have to start early. You have to be an achiever in your junior classes. You have to be in your English, your mathematics. You have to be good at that if you want to make it. No exam is difficult. Every exam requires it has some ingredients. You have to outsmart others. You have to be better. It's a cutthroat. Getting into IIM is a cutthroat life. What luxury cars, top corporate honkos, positions, beautiful cars. You want it, so you have to give in something if you want to get that. The pleasures are never cheap.
It's a pleasure to have you, sir. So sir, let's start with the basics. आप बताइए कि CAT एग्ज़ाम क्यों ज़रूरी होता है MBA aspirants के लिए? What all sections are there in CAT exam?
MBA schools, you'll not study like a typical your school 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. It's not like that. It's more project based. And again, different colleges, different MBA schools have slightly different approach to it. Various like SPJAN, like there are others. Some has trimester programs, have a 1-year MBA. There's so many other. But no matter where you go, the subject matter is such that you have to be very rational, analytical abilities, and you have to be very rich in your vocab. Your comprehension ability has to be also top class, so that because basically you're going to deal with business that deals upon data, statistics. So you have to be good in handling these things. And you don't have to be just good, you have to be better than most of them. to be better than the most of them in these current affairs, your comprehension abilities, and your mathematical skills, analytical skills, you have to give in the best of your efforts. That's why these things are tested in your CAT examination. That's why paper has generally the verbal section, the quant section, and the logical reasoning data interpretation section. So they see that you don't find much difficulty in understanding the these contents.
Okay. So can you tell the weightage of every section so it becomes easier for the students to understand the actual importance of every section?
You don't have to worry about weightage precisely. Now that there's a time limit, it keeps changing. You have to worry about only one thing, that you have to identify what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses, and you make a max of your strength and try to just cover up for your weaknesses. You don't worry so much for the weightage. Actually, that doesn't work. जो आपका whatever is your strong point, just whatever is your forte, make it even stronger, and whatever is your weak things, make it at least average. Don't try to excel in that whatever is your weak area, so that you can get the maximum output of the time and resources you have at your disposal.
So we just talked about the time duration is specified for each section. वो बता दीजिए कि क्या time duration होती है हर section की जो बच्चे को given होती
Now
है.
paper, it has been changing over a period of time. Earlier it was 3 hour paper, then 2.5 hour paper. Now it's 2 hour paper.
Okay.
So now
Okay.
the three sections have a equal
Okay.
time interval, and they are, you don't go for CAT only. The one who goes for CAT goes for ZAT, also goes for the other related IF, other related examinations,
Okay.
which is also, so it is this equal time. Generally in CAT now, equal time has been given to the three sections.
So this is the one of the change that we talked about regarding the time duration. So what are the other changes that have been taken place over the years? और आप क्या समझते हैं कि ये आगे कहाँ तक जाएगा? आपको क्या लगता है? What are the possible changes that will be taking place?
There are no changes going to be take place. You simply have to just leave behind the 99%. You have to be in top 1% in terms of your basic common sense, comprehension, language, analytical skill. You'll always get selected. So it just they can always make little change. Sometime in India you travel on the left side, in America you travel on the right side. As long as you know how to drive and how to be in your lane, I mean, you can always drive. So they can always change one little change here and there. That doesn't make any difference. You have to be fundamentally strong in your subjects, in your content, that is analytical, is maths, quant, reasoning, and so on. And you have to see on the paper what instructions are written. According to that, you react in that moment of time.
Okay, so you are saying that only perseverance is needed for the student to qualify in the CAT
I'm saying only their
examination.
fundamental strength, from whatever they've done from class 6 to 12, that is going to matter a lot. And even if they have not done for any genuine reason, then they require at least 1 year or maybe 2 year of good quality support education and their own effort, 4 times the coaching effort. They have to put in the best of efforts in order to, and you have to keep reading Economic Times, financial newspapers, other like Business Standard, to be aware of the business environment.
But I have many friends, sir, जो कि कहीं ना कहीं they were toppers in class. I was in SGTP Khalsa College. I had a friend. Her name is Gurman Kaur. So she was applying for CAT since many years. She was a topper. But in spite of reading newspapers and having high vocab, she was not able to qualify in CAT. But and Gurman जैसे और भी बहुत लोग होंगे जो कि बहुत सालों से कोशिश कर रहे होंगे कैट या कैट जैसे गवर्नमेंट एग्जामिनेशंस को पास करने के लिए, बट दे वुडंट हैव सक्सीड. तो उसका आपको क्या रीजन लगता है?
इट्स अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. इनफैक्ट वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन यू आस्क्ड. आपके स्कूल में 90% आ गए. आई मीन अ विलेज आई वाज, एन ओल्ड लेडी सेड टू मी, अरे पूरे पेपर में फ्रंट पेज पे देयर नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स ऑल स्कोर 90% प्लस. तो शी रियलाइज 90% डजंट हैव एनी वैल्यू. So what matters, in right from the class 6 you have Olympiads, you have certain talent examination. So you must see that whether you are in top 5%, top 10%, top 1%. That gives you like your true positioning. Just like NTSC examination, the National Talent Search Examination, it is one of its kind. It happens only 10th class. And there are other examination for science people. It can be IT, JEE Main. That gives you what is your percentile rank. So you have to know what is your percentile rank. It doesn't matter you got 99 because your paper was third class. Or paper was predictable. Even in some university, X university, Y university, that question paper was from the previous 5-year paper, and you mugged up all the thing and you got 90%, but yet you are, I can't use the word, you can guess it. So you have to basically appear in a competitive environment, in a competitive, like you can take a simplest examination, MAT MAT. That is a very simplest paper, and see what is your percentile rank. So your percentile gives you an idea whether you are in top 20% of the populace, your top 10%, top 5%, top 1%. So that is the true determinant. It's very important. First, you determine where you are, where you want to go, and how much time and resources you have.
Okay, that's very nice answer, sir. I think it will help our students to understand that in order to understand where they are, actually they need to perform in competitive exams and not just consider their percentage in schools as a determinant of their success.
In some school, like it, because the school paper doesn't have any standardization. I mean, like it doesn't have one uniform standard. Board papers are very predictable, so people the board marks not reflecting your intelligence. It is reflecting your memory and your prediction and all this together with an exam ideas, the ability to produce a replica of the paper. So it doesn't check your true intelligence. For getting into the top colleges, you have to have some, it measures your true intelligence and creativity. I mean, that is also required. I mean, the board paper never tests for your speed. You did a question in 5 minutes, you did a question in 1 minute. If you do paper in 3 hours or do paper in 1 hour, in both cases you get only 100. In paper like CAT and other competition, you're tested for speed, you're tested for pressure, because the board paper doesn't test you for the pressure. They don't have a, so they have to, the board gives you only predictable set of question. Here there's no such constraints. So they're testing you for pressure, for speed, for it's a different thing. So you have to be mentally very strong in order to first be there, and you have to be competitive. Competitive mindset happens from very early stage. Either you're competitive or you're a lazy guy sitting with a popcorn and a couch potato. So it's up to your choice. If you're competitive, then you have to learn to dance on your toes.
So till now we have learnt about perseverance. Then you talked about participating in competitive exams to actually know where the student actually is. सर आप मुझे ये बताइए what actually can lure a student to do so much effort for an exam? क्योंकि ये एग्ज़ाम वो एग्ज़ाम है जिसके लिए जो रिप्रोडक्टिव ईयर्स होते हैं ना, जो कहते हैं ना प्रोडक्टिव ईयर्स जो होते हैं अपने जो स्टूडेंट के, वो अपने कई साल है स्टूडेंट जो है वो इसकी प्रिपरेशन में, देन देने में, फिर फेल होने में, फिर उसको ठीक करने में, मतलब उसके काफ़ी साल लग जाते हैं. तो मतलब व्हाट आर द एक्चुअल बेनिफिट्स जो कि एक बच्चे को लियोर कर सकते हैं टुवर्ड्स दिस एग्जाम?
रोम wasn't built in a day, ताजमहल wasn't built in a day, it took 20 years. तो आपको झुग्गी बनानी है तो आपकी 2 महीने बन जाएगी, आपको ताजमहल बनाना है तो 20 साल लगेंगे आपके. So it's up to you, your choice, what kind of goal you have set and where you are, how realistic is your goal from your present reality. So it's that comes from your desire, from your passion, from how much belief in you have in yourself, and what are your benchmarks. It depends what benchmarks you set in your life. So no exam is difficult. There's if you desire something bigger, you have to put in proportionate effort for that.
Okay, आपको क्या मिला कैट की कोचिंग देके जो आपको मतलब आपको लगे कि आई एम डूइंग समथिंग गुड इन लाइफ? कुछ ऐसा कभी कुछ फील हुआ, ऐसा हमें कुछ एक्सपीरियंस बताइए.
I mean, way back in 91 itself, when I was teaching a boy and he was not motivated. In fact, I was using that student for some reason. I think she had potential. So after 3 months, it was clear that he will probably be an IAS. I told his mother, who was a very well-known personality in India. He qualified for NTSC after 2 years. He qualified for IIT thereafter. And he's a IG rank officer in Delhi Police at the moment. Another boy, same batch, he's a CIPLA CEO at the moment. And so they are, and there are so many students in the last 30 years. So somebody I was teaching in 95, he's a barrister in London at the moment in Kirkland and Alice law firm. And somebody is appointed in a superior court judiciary. Somebody just became a Miss India. I don't want to name it. She was a Lakme Miss India or something, runner-up, whatever. She is now married to a very big private banks here. So these things give you some degree of these
Satisfaction.
successes of these students. And there are many. The Jaguar CEO Jasdeep Sahni was my student in 2000. He was getting IIT Delhi. I was the person who suggested कि नहीं IIT तुम्हारे लायक नहीं है. He went to the best university in the world, Warwickshire, for a degree in computer science. So I saw leadership potential in him. He was a White House captain, Yellow House captain in DPS Arkepuram. So he's the CEO of Jaguar right around the age of 40, early 40s. So there are so many students like this. So that gives a pleasure in itself, untold pleasure. When all these students came to me, they were I think low middle class. Just the first 60% after the pre-boards, class 12, and the other students who was the IG, he also had 60%. So they had good genes in them. Their parents were from elite background, but they came to me when they were in a somewhat very nervous state or broken state. So I take a little credit. They can react to me if they're hearing, they see my video, then they can react to that. Okay. They can let me know.
So I can completely relate to this, sir. I'm myself a teacher. आप कैट पढ़ाते हैं, मैं बच्चों को पढ़ाती हूँ till 12th class. तो
मैं पढ़ाता नहीं हूँ एक्चुअली, सबसे अच्छी बात है पढ़ाता नहीं हूँ, मैं पढ़ना सिखाता हूँ.
Very nice, sir.
I teach how to study, how you can. So when you learn even one thing, if you can excel in any one topic, one content, one section, then it generates so much confidence and belief in you that you can do well in any other section.
Yes, sir.
So I teach. Sometimes I teach as well as I teach how to learn, how to acquire knowledge, how to access information, and I make you hungry.
Yes.
The more you eat me, the more I'll make you hungry. My success comes because of my motivational skill and my ability to communicate a different channel. So whatever I can relate to your environment. So because of my vast experience. So these things I go down to the mental level of the student, because it's very important for the teacher to relate with the thing. I feel connected.
I understand, sir. And teaching is a great profession because this profession actually makes people enter other professions. Teaching is a great profession, sir, and we can completely relate to your success stories. And it's very good for a teacher and it's a success moment for a teacher जब आप देखते हैं कि आपके students जो हैं वो actually flourish कर रहे हैं life में, grow कर रहे हैं, इतनी ऊंची ऊंची positions पे हैं. जैसे आपने कहा that you motivate your students to learn. So कहीं ना कहीं when we talk about motivation, we also talk about procrastination. कि हम जब पढ़ते हैं, so we dwell ourselves into other thoughts. Because our mind is wired in such a manner that rather than focusing on studies, हम कहीं ना कहीं enjoyable activities पे ज़्यादा जाते हैं. We try to enjoy while watching a Netflix show and we skip studying. तो जो और इस ऐसे competitive exams के लिए तो आपको बहुत पढ़ना भी पड़ता है and एक span of time आपका set नहीं है that आपको 3 साल में ये चीज़ हो जाएगी या 1 साल में ये चीज़ हो जाएगी. So ऐसी situation में आप कैसे बच्चों को motivate करते हैं कि वो procrastinate ना करके they try and dwell into effortful studying and concentrated studying.
आप सबने चिड़िया की आँख का एग्जाम्पल सुना होगा, अर्जुन की चिड़िया की आँख. That was in महाभारत. My cousin was studying and his real brother was not able to get into his room. He won't open during examination. He was so focused. Another of my friend, his parent in 1990, his parents used to call his friends to get his whereabouts. He won't even attend the call. He was so focused.
So how to make someone focus who is not?
It is partly inside your brain. It's partly procrastination is also a problem in the brain. So staying focused is also your thing. Without living in present and without being focused on your goals, I think you won't achieve, because straight path is the shortest. So you have to like if somebody is holding gun at you, so you have to stay focused to avoid the gun, avoid the being shot. You have to have concentration and focus. Focus is something you have to stay focused. You can do meditation for that. You can do various things. You can do skipping for that. You have to pray every day. I'll say the prayer is very important. I mean, life may always your vacuums will distract you. If you have vacuums in your personal life, any kind of vacuums, they will always distract you. But always pray. Every time, whatever you do with a prayer. So that prayer will help you your goals, and always keep your goals in front of your eyes. एक शेर था, मुझे शायद याद नहीं आ रहा, जिन आंखों में मंजिलों के ख्वाब होते हैं उन्हें मंजिलें मिल ही जाती हैं, something like that it was. I don't remember the precise words. So it's very important for you to always keep your goals in your mind all the time. Any good competition, it doesn't belong to people who are wanderers here and there. It belongs to people who are very focused.
Very nice, sir. It was really inspirational. So कहीं ना कहीं हमें पॉजिटिव एफर्मेशंस लेनी चाहिए, मतलब लाइफ में कि हमें पॉजिटिव रहना चाहिए, अपने आप से सेल्फ टॉक पॉजिटिव करनी चाहिए, हमें मेहनत करते रहना चाहिए. तो सर अगर हम बात करें मिस्टेक्स के बारे में, मिस्टेक्स नहीं कहेंगे उनको, लर्निंग्स कहेंगे, बिकॉज इट्स अ प्रोसेस ऑफ लर्निंग. वी हैव टू लर्न, देन री लर्न, देन अटेम्प्ट, देन री अटेम्प्ट. ये चलता रहता है गवर्नमेंट एग्जामिनेशंस में. पर फिर भी अगर आप गाइड करना चाहेंगे स्टूडेंट्स को कि क्या वो मिस्टेक्स होती हैं या क्या वो चैलेंजेस होते हैं कि वो जो फेस करते हैं वाइल अटेम्प्टिंग कैट एग्ज़ाम्स, बिकॉज आपके पास इतना एक्सपीरियंस है, अपने एक्सपीरियंस से बताइए कि आपको क्या लगा कि बच्चे क्या चैलेंजेस या क्या मिस्टेक्स कर देते हैं वाइल अटेम्प्टिंग फॉर कैट एग्जामिनेशन.
I mean, mistakes, where does mistake come here? You have to be fundamentally good at your subjects. The one thing is you have to see whether you are able to solve the CAT question in the first place or not. If you are able to solve at the speed at which you are required to solve it or not. And there's within those sections, there will be a section which you can solve with ease. There are section which you can solve with little effort, and there's a section which you cannot solve at all.
ये तो तभी पता चल सकता है जब वो past papers solve करें.
Yes, you have to see the past papers, and there's so much content available in the market in various institutions and so on. So you have to be very well versed with that entire section. There's no substitute for you fail only because you have not studied all the formula, all the stuff. Reading content material is not at your fingertips. So CAT is like going on a Elon Musk rocket to the Mars. So you have to have everything, and not only you have to know the subject, you have to have a speed at which you can deliver it. The good side is that if you aim for CAT, even if you miss the CAT, don't get into CAT. There are so many other related colleges you can get into. MBA, you can get there. And these days, there are online universities. You can do MBA from online universities. There's no entrance criteria. Ultimately, the knowledge of MBA helps you prepare as an entrepreneur, as a business manager. So anybody will do either service. If not service, then they will do business. If do business, you have to know what are the business fundamentals and how to manage that thing. So the knowledge of your MBA, whatever is taught in MBA schools or related schools, will always help you in life. So if you get admission in IIMs, very nice. If you don't get in IIMs, go to the next level colleges. There are again hundreds of such colleges that will also give you very good salary. After that, there are thousands of colleges. And there are online universities like Coursera, like EDX, and like so many other universities you can learn all those things. The KFC wala, he didn't do MBA from CAT. KFC wala is very successful. And there's so many, you can find hundreds of such examples like that. They didn't do MBA from CAT, yet they're very successful. Haldiram, I don't think Haldiram did MBA from CAT. 10% of his company share has been bought for $10 billion by Tencent. So the main thing is the knowledge. Warren Buffett used to study from a kabaddi shop. He was working, and then he put all his money in a share and he got some material to read. All successful people are voracious reader. They read a lot. Bill Gates was reading 52 books per year. That is one book per week. So Elon Musk reading, voracious reader. So you have to read voraciously from good quality, good content from variety of sources, and that your knowledge will ultimately generate vision, and you have to use your vision and your prayers together with a discipline to reach to your goals.
So if you talked about books, will you recommend any of the authors for which that can give insightful information to the students?
Steve Jobs' autobiography you can read. That's very nice. And Steve Jobs himself used to suggest a book to all his employees, The Autobiography of a Yogi, that you can read. There are n number of books, Think and Grow Rich by some Napoleon Hill, I think. And there are so many, The Power of Subconscious Mind, The Power of Habits, The Psychology of Money. So these are various, The Atomic Habits. So there are various books, self-improvement books, positive thinking by Norman Vincent Peale, I think. So there are various books you can, and of course, if you are whatever your religious book, if you are a Hindu, you can read the Mahabharata. You see, it's happening in Ukraine, it's happening in Israel. This is present day Mahabharata. It's all about little bit of land. You have to see how those books are relevant in today's times. If you are a Sikh, you can just read the meaning of it, the first script. Ekumkar Satnam Vaheguru. The first line you have to read and go through the meaning, what it says, what it conveys. Just don't read, just create sound and the sound off. Absorb the meaning, what it conveys. Whatever religion may be, you have to, all your strength comes from, there's soul inside you. It's like I am not speaking, it's the body. Body will always be there, but body doesn't speak. So who is speaking? It's not the body. So you have to connect. The more deeper connection you have with Almighty, the God you believe in, by whatever name you believe in, the stronger you'll emerge. So always do whatever you want to do with a prayer.
थैंक यू सर. तो हमें काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिला आपसे. हमें ये सीखने को मिला कि हमें इनकलकेट करनी चाहिए गुड हैबिट्स. वी शुड रीड नाइस बुक्स ताकि हमें उससे नॉलेज मिले. और ये एक रेगुलर हैबिट्स हैं जो कहीं ना कहीं हमें लॉन्गर रन के लिए प्रिपेयर करती हैं, ताकि हम कैट तो कर पाएँ बट हम वैसे भी अपनी लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल रहें.
I'll tell you one thing, जो बनना चाहते हैं, आप बिजनेसमैन बनना चाहते हैं, जो लोग आपको अच्छे लगते हैं, जिस तरीके के लोग आपको अच्छे लगते हैं, उस फील्ड के लोगों की ऑटोबायोग्राफी ज़रूर पढ़िए. उस फील्ड के लोगों की, लाइक जे.आर.डी. टाटा की ऑटोबायोग्राफी है, और भी बहुत से बिजनेसमैन अपनी ऑटोबायोग्राफीज लिखते हैं. तो जो भी लाइफ में सक्सेसफुल लोग हैं, इंडियंस हैं, आउट्स अमेरिकन्स हैं, ग्लोबल पीपल हैं, थोड़ी सी हिस्ट्री भी ज़रूरी है. थोड़ा सा to succeed in life, you have to know especially about interpersonal relation and communication. That's very important. And something about finance, like Rich Dad Poor Dad is something on finance management pe. So managing finance is very important. Managing communication is very important for relation. Ultimately, all these relations gives you your net worth is, क्या बोलते हैं ना, your network is your net worth.
Yes. Kind of people you be with, that's your worth. So sir, मैं आपसे यही कहना
And never be afraid to say no to sometimes people. There will be situations where the world will press you in this way and that way. So hold your ground. I mean, don't take the shit from anybody. Take the shit from anybody.
Don't let anybody pull you down.
Yes.
Keep working. सर प्लीज़ आप लास्ट मैसेज आप जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो कि ट्राई कर रहे हैं कैट एग्जामिनेशन के लिए, उनको एक दीजिए, और उनके पेरेंट्स को भी दीजिए कि कैसे वो अपने बच्चों को मेहनत करने दें और उन पे बिलीफ रखें.
Never give up. That should be your attitude. As far as, but you must make a realistic. You must set a realistic goal for you. As I said, the CAT will have few seats, say maybe. All the CAT examination, less than 10,000 seats or so on. But I think our country is the most populous in terms of the youth population. So you can, once you should give your best effort in CAT once, maybe twice. But after that, you can do MBA from various online courses as well as other colleges like IIMT Ghaziabad, MDI Gurgaon, SP Jain, and there's so many, Jamna Lal Bajaj, Narsi Monji, the Jamshedpur XLRI, so many colleges are there. So what ultimately matters is your knowledge. If when you have knowledge, and you'll get somewhere, and your parents should support you, but you must assess things where you stand in terms of your academic background. Like from first attempt, you must see what are your feelings, where are you lacking, make a strategy for that, put in an effort accordingly, then assess yourself in 6 months time, how much improvement you are making. And at some point, you have to accept where you are. Acceptance gives you a lot of peace. Life is two things is very important, that accept and never worry about things which is outside your control.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for being here. It was a really inspirational podcast with you. And podcast भी एक वही ज़रिया है that आपने कहा कि we should read autobiographies of people to learn them more. हमने भी ये podcast बस इसलिए रखा था that we should learn the actual strategies that are adopted by a CAT teacher while coaching aspirants to compete for CAT examination. तभी हमने आपको यहाँ बुलाया, and I think we have succeeded in
My
that.
pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so
And I
much.
think ये जो podcast रहा है ये हमारे students के लिए भी बहुत helpful रहेगा समझने में that they should be just keep doing it. उनको बस positive रहना है और बिल्कुल सब कुछ हो सकता है. They just need to be grounded to work on their shortcomings.